Okay, so here is the wine barrel pitcher frame. I'll flip it over. This is what it looks like. Of course, if you have this in your house, then you know. But just want to give you some orientation. So, to put this unit together, there are, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8 screws that you'll need to install to put this thing together. What I've done is identified the corners A, B, and of course C and D. So you'll want to line those corresponding intersections. And a little explanation here. Here's the retainers for your pitcher. I did it close to 3/16 to 1/4 of an inch. If it's a little loose in there, you could maybe put some tape behind there or a piece of cardboard or something to give it a little more, have it tighter. And then, so you see here, Phillips head screwdriver. You can move these out of the way. In fact, I'll probably ship it this way with these to the side. So you can just drop your pitcher in there and then obviously move these into the secured position. So with that said, I wanted to explain here that there's those 8 screws like these. Now what they are is a number 2 square and a Phillips head, so you can use either one. I use the square head all the time, but not every homeowner has a square drive, a number 2 square. So it has a Phillips head, so you can use a Phillips head screwdriver. I like to use a pretty big one because it's more positive. This one is really small, which it tends to kind of strip. Probably won't work very well. So, and here's the number 2 square. And I've also have it for my drill, which makes things quicker. If you have a drill, just be careful not to over tighten, over torque things. But so I have these. There's several screws here, but there's really only 2 to take out, or in the case of you guys putting together, to put in. So that'll be obvious for you because those holes will be missing their screws. But for example, here we go. I can pull this one out. I'm going to do this with the drill for time's sake, but I wanted to show you that it is possible to do. Like I said, I'm showing it being taken apart. I'm going to put this thing together too. But, okay, so now this joint is loose. Of course, it won't come apart until the other corners are taken out too. But as you can see, like I said, it's just 2 screws in each corner. So I'll take this apart and then we'll put this thing together. Okay, so that's it. It's taken apart, be it screws have been removed from keeping it to stay together. So there it is. You'll even see where the finish didn't even spray on here. But obviously you can see, you can lay this thing out similar to this and just slide this in here it'll be a little loose, so you'll just have to wait until you get one side screwed in or the other. But I would suggest to, here, I'm going to use the Phillips head screwdriver, so this is probably the one you guys can use. I would start with this one first, be it the one that goes straight down, not this one here. This would be the best one to do. And then move to, let me find the right screw here, to this one and tighten that one up. Like I said, you can use square drive or Phillips. This is a little bit of a knuckle biter here, but at least it's not metal, it's just wood, it won't hurt you. And then let's go up here and screw that together as well. Just take your time. Make sure the hole is lined up. Should go in relatively easy, meaning because the hole has already been drilled and the screw has been put in, so it's not like you're recreating a new hole. It should go in relatively easy. I mean, there's a bit of a torque to do here, but I think you'll realize when the washer head, when this washer head has seated, that you're at the end of tightening. And so same thing over on the other side. Start with the top. Make sure this joint is together. The screw might kind of pull it together anyways, but okay, so here we go. C and C, D and D. Of course, you'll have to unpack this from the box. And if you're going to remove the packing material, just make sure that you don't cut through the packing material and hit the wine barrel, or be it the wood. You don't want to damage the wood. Okay, so tell you what, let's do this last one. This is the square drive. Doesn't take as much torque because it doesn't slip. It's easier to use, but you've only got 8 screws. Probably not worth going out and buying a screwdriver just for that. Once you get the thing on the wall, unless you move sometime in the future, you might want to take it apart, and again, you may not. Okay, so that's it. That's a demonstration. Wanted to point out these here. This is to hang it on the wall. I've centered these at 15 inches. So if you put 2 screws horizontally on your wall at 15 inches on center, that will, you'll be able to hang these on there. Just determine first where you want it on the wall, and then decide where those screws go on your wall. I will probably send with you a couple mollies. These are 2 mollies if you need. This isn't super heavy. This thing's 10 pounds, 10.5 pounds. With the pitcher you might get up to 11 pounds. So it's not real heavy. But these are heavy duty mollies. You could probably hang 150 pounds off of these. But you take a Phillips head screwdriver like that and poke it into your sheetrock, and then with constant pressure you can screw this into the wall and tighten that up until this part is flush with the wall, and then not these screws but another screw, then the screw goes into this hole here and you screw it in down till it's like that much sticking out, and you'll be able to hook those right over the head of that. I'll send a couple screws with these. You'll see that. And you can use this or not, whatever way you folks want to do it. But I'll send these anyways. So I think that's it. I hope that explains everything. Enjoy.